As we go on the spiritual journey, we hit up against breaking points. We hit up against points inside of ourselves where we feel like we're getting worse. We are acting out. We're constantly wanting to go and do silly things. We're feeling pain inside and we think, oh, I'm doing all of this good work inside, but something's going wrong. I'm getting further and further away from this spiritual person that I'm meant to be, right? But you aren't. When things seem like they're getting worse, they're actually just about to get a whole lot better. I'm going to talk about this today, so by all means, stick around. As we engage in our spiritual journey, and the deeper we go because of the more sadhana we're doing, meaning your spiritual practice, your daily spiritual practice that you do to enliven the system and bring about your highest potential in this life, that's what sadhana does. As we do the sadhana, what we also notice that it does is that it attracts to us circumstances a lot faster than perhaps we're comfortable with. And these circumstances are here to help us grow. You'll know these in your life, you'll see them, you'll become very aware that life is almost chucking everything and the kitchen sink at you. And this is really beautiful because we come into this, start doing the right work, meaning the right sadhana, and if you're a one-to-one client, you know what I'm talking about, and this video is for you. Some of you, you know, I've already emailed you today to say that this is for you. And if you wish to do some one-on-one coaching because you're stuck on the court, you're stuck on your journey and you're not sure where to go next and perhaps there's too much going on inside and you don't know how to calm all of this down, you're more than welcome to sign up. Down below there's a free sign-up form. You have to fill it in. It's free to sign up. I can't guarantee you a spot, but I can guarantee you that I'll read the form and I'll let you know if we're not a good match. Of course, as well, there's a free breathing practice down below that you're allowed to access. Just type in your email. It's all yours. It's free. It will help in a moment where we're feeling down, right? It will help bring some clarity. And of course, down below, there's a free community for awakening souls. If you're going through an awakening experience, you have no one to talk to, you feel lost, ashamed, lonely, isolated, then join us there. It's free. I'll never charge you for it. There's a really good group of people there. Back to the video. Advert over. For those of you that are going through this at the moment where there's a lot of doubt coming in, you're doing the work, right? We're doing our sadhana, our yoga, we're engaging deeply with our path, and it's almost like when we do that, yes, we gain awareness, but also the blinkers sometimes come back on in the form of the ego, and it throws doubt in front of us, and it makes us feel crap inside, and it brings up possibilities for us to go and do silly things. It takes us out of this feeling sense of our body and into our minds, doesn't it? And then it creates a potent negativity, and we often then think that we're going off the track, or that we're becoming less of a spiritual person. I'm actually getting worse. I'm doing the right spiritual stuff, but I'm getting worse. And that is true. Don't worry, you are getting worse, but it's happening for a good reason. It's not like we're getting worse and it's going to be constantly we're getting worse for the rest of our life. No. The sadhana that we're doing, the spiritual practice, the yoga if you're a one-to-one client, is accelerating the awakening process. It's bringing to you circumstances, like I said, that are here to, and you'll know you're karmically attached to them, that you're here to work out. They're coming to you thick and fast so that you can deal with them thick and fast, so you can get through the awakening process thick and fast, so you can get faster through the dark night of the soul, wherever you're in, whatever stage you're in your journey. And it can almost feel like when this stuff's coming up at you and it's coming thick and fast, that you're doing something wrong. And you're not. But it can also feel overwhelming, and we can have this idea in the mind of like, well, is my life going to be like this forever? No. The reason this stuff is coming up is so that you heal it. Because you're engaging with your sadhana, because you're engaging with your practice, you're attracting circumstances to heal yourself, and stuff's piping up inside of you like flies flying at the windows, splat, 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 splat. It's so fast, isn't it? And you're dealing and changing with things so quickly, but this is all good. This is the healing journey. Now, we can look back into our past and see where these things from our childhood, usually old repressed wounds, we see where they started and why they're coming up now. And it's almost like inside of ourselves, now that we're doing the sadhana, hopefully we're gaining the strength to just let them be there, to take the hands off the wheel, to let go of that perceived control that our ego thinks we have. We don't have control here. We do. We have negative control. We can resist the stuff that's coming up, but then we just repress it again, don't we? We're repressing it deeper and deeper, and because we've done the sadhana, we've increased our vibration to such a natural pitch now that these things are allowed to come out of the subconscious mind. We're allowing them to come out. Yes, all right, we might be resisting them or trying to go off and do silly things like go eat really crappy food, go smoke, go drink, do marijuana, and they're all fine. You can do them. They'll stop your growth for a bit and they'll repress that stuff. They'll let it sit back down again, ready for another eruption as and when we get back on the mat and start doing the sadhana again. But bear in mind, this is happening. This is the healing process. It feels like it's getting worse, right? But it isn't. This is a kind process from life. These things are now coming up so that you can heal them. Then it's on you. It's your choice. Do you want to let them be there? We can just let them be there. It's uncomfortable, right? But remember, it's just a sensation. You know, it's uncomfortable. Can we be there with these things that we haven't healed from our childhood because we're now mature enough to do it? Or do we want to repress them down again? It is your choice, that's your free will. But if you notice that if you repress them down again, they'll come back out in an even bigger way next time. Bear in mind, these things are coming up because we've been prats all of our lives. Yes, alright, fair enough. The external world may have been really cruel to us. It was for me. I'm not taking the victim stance here at all. I'm actually leading us out of it if we can hear the words I'm speaking. Yes, we can blame the external world for the reasons why we're the way we are, and that makes sense. Logically, it makes sense. But if we do that, we lose all of our power in that moment to that blame. Oh, well, it's Susie's fault. Well, then we have no power to change it. Yes, it may not be our fault that we are the way we are right now, but we do have to take fault, maybe not fault, wrong word, but we do have to take responsibility for the emotions and the crap that is coming up now that we are now mature enough to deal with. Let's say the external world is what causes the pain inside of us. Let's say it was a breakup or abuse from the parents or from a grandparent, for example, or you were abandoned as a kid. And when you're a child, we don't have a nervous system that's ready and capable, or the spiritual context to be able to deal with these things. So we sit with that pain and we repress it and we go, no, I don't want it, and we fight it. And we've never learned anything different. So it keeps coming back up, and then we go to McDonald's and we eat. And it keeps coming back up and we go for a night out to try and forget about it. And then it sits back down again, doesn't it? And it keeps coming up and sitting down, and coming up and sitting down. But now that we're doing the sadhana, now that we're really engaging in the path and we're doing the work, it's now time, because we're aware enough and we're not blaming the external circumstances. We see that now our free will comes through how we respond to what's coming up. Let's say old pain from our childhood comes up. Well, we then have the free will to repress it again, the old stuff that we keep doing, we keep repressing it and it keeps coming up. Or we sit with it. Now, it won't be comfortable, but my teacher used to say to me, that you're always one gulp away from victory. And it's so true. These things can come up fast and thick, and all it takes is one, and sit with it. Don't fight it. After a while, you just give up the fight, because it's exhausting. And yes, it sucks sometimes, this pain, and yes, it feels hard to not blame the external world. Because yes, that's the reason why you have these childhood traumas, yes. But we can't change the past. And if we blame the past or blame the person for the reasons why we feel this way now, we've lost all of our power. This is the healing journey. To take responsibility for what's coming up now, even though it's a lot. If we don't take responsibility and just let it be there and give up the fight, this perceived control that we have over it, control meaning pushing it back down, then it's going to come up in a bigger way, and life will give you the message. Right now maybe it's like a butterfly kiss, but if you keep repressing it, life's going to hit you like a steam train. And thank God it does. It's kind. It's being kind. It wants you to heal so that you can have the life you dream of. You can't go to the life that you're dreaming of battered and bruised. You can't help others with a half filled up cup. This is why we do the healing journey. This also might be why you're getting super vivid dreams, reminders of the past, little tidbits, little clues, to help you piece the puzzle together, to give you the strength perhaps in this moment to finally let it go. I really hope this video helps. I only know this stuff because I go through it too. I'm no different, you know. And if you want to go smoke a doob or go and party the night away, there's no judgment. You go do it. But this will still be here to deal with when you wake up in the morning. And maybe it might be worse because you'll have a hangover. There's no judgment in these things. We can do them, but notice they're an escape, right? They're an escape from this moment. It's us trying to control this moment by saying what's happening right now isn't enough for me. F it. I'm off out. God, good job I controlled that language. F it, I'm going to go out and drink. You know, it's control, but it's negative control. Take your hands off the wheel and let life do life through you, because it will bring the most beautiful circumstances to you, like it is me. I'm deeply grateful that you listen to me. Don't have to take any of it on, but I'm deeply grateful that you're here and you're listening, and that you're allowing me to fulfill my purpose. If you want to take it on, the message, trust that it will change your life, because it is changing mine. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely evening.